thina silwela amalungelo ethu. Amalungelo, 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 amalungelo ethu. Thokozani family, Thokozani Royal, Hotep, please tap the screen. That way, Thokoza, Utwa Miss M, Ninjani. Thokozani family, Thokozani Royals, Hotep, please tap the screen. I'm here, I'm coming in real quick with a reminder and just a few tips that can assist make this journey that we're on. Thokoza, Purple Peonies, Thokoza, I love the name. Thokozani Royals, Tamagwini, Lesedi, Khanya, Tobela, Ndaweshewe, Jambo, Muribwanji, Kedu, and Nangadev Ninjani. Thokozani family, Thokozani, great to see you all here. Ninjani, good to see you family. So I thought I would come on really quickly, and I want to remind you guys that tomorrow, and I know that in South Africa, for those who are not sleeping, it's already tomorrow, meaning today, which is February the 20th, tomorrow for us, we start our fast. We start our sacred fast. And I thought I'd come on here to just give you a few tips on how you can make this fast really effective in terms of your overall physical and your overall spiritual health as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the pineal gland. We've talked about the pineal gland when I was talking about melanin. And I was talking about the importance of the pineal gland, which is often called your first eye and is also often called the seat of the soul. The pineal gland is known to be the eye, if you like, through which we can connect with the cosmos, connect with divine messages, connect with divine beings, connect with our stellar ancestors, etc., etc. So your pineal gland really being the key into the spiritual realm. So I wanted to talk a little bit because when we did the melanin series, and by the way, it's not over family. I move with what I'm told. So we're not done with the melanin series. Trust me, we're not done. It's a lot. Like I told you, there are whole conferences that are held on melanin in order to study it. So there's huge amount of information that I will, when I'm called to, come on and share with you guys. But we have that on pause for now. And I was told I needed to come and talk to you guys about things that you can do to optimize pineal gland health while we're doing the fast. Because remember that this fast will serve to detox your body, to detox your gut, to optimize your immune system, to optimize your brain function. And so it becomes very important to be aware of the things that affect our pineal glands and also the things that we can do in order to optimize our pineal gland health. So one thing that you can do is you can do what is called breath work, right? Breath work is literally a way of breathing that causes the 7 wheels of your chakra and your kundalini to sort of align, right? Remember that when this life force energy goes up your spine, it touches all of your 7 chakras, aligning them, and then goes all the way up. And of course, we know that your first eye, other people call it the third eye. We know it in Kemetic language as the first eye, because that is the all-important, all-seeing eye. That first eye corresponds, you feel it here, you feel something here, but it's actually your pineal gland, which is sitting between the 2 hemispheres of your brain towards the back. And so that gets stimulated by this life force energy that goes up and up and up and eventually ends up at the crown chakra, right? So very important to understand that the pineal gland can be affected by meditation, breath work, and those of you who are into yoga, you can do yoga if you like. Sun gazing. We talked about sun gazing when we talked about melanin and when we talked about how to activate the 12 melanin centers in the pineal gland is through sun gazing. So that's another way to optimize pineal gland health. And it's also another way to detox it, because one thing we all know about the sun is that ultraviolet rays of the sun, we know they act as a disinfectant as well. And therefore, they also act as a detox. So very important, making sure you get a good night's sleep. A lot of us have very poor sleep hygiene. And when I say sleep hygiene, I'm talking about ensuring that you are getting adequate sleep. Sleep is very important on 2 parts. Number 1, sleep is important for your overall health, because your sleep patterns are actually governed by certain hormones. So hormones like melatonin, which is actually produced or stored in the pineal gland, and other hormones that come from a secondary gland near the pineal gland called the pituitary gland. When you don't have adequate sleep, you cause a dysregulation of that whole hormone system, and you mess up what we call your circadian rhythm. And once you do that, you set yourself up for all sorts of dis-ease within the body, right? A lot of people are then prone to obesity. A lot of people are then prone to obesity-related diseases. Why? Because of high cortisol in the blood. Remember that lack of sleep puts stress on the body. So when you are not sleeping, your body is stressed and starts to release cortisol, which is the major stress hormone. When you have excess cortisol circulating around in your body, it starts to set up a cascade that leads to various disease conditions as we know it. So cortisol is involved in a lot of what I would call the disease processes. So in order to make sure that your cortisol is properly regulated, de-stress your body by getting adequate sleep so that this hormone is not released at the inappropriate time. It's a necessary hormone in the body. There's nothing in the body that's released that is not necessary. But when you have a chronic overproduction of cortisol, this sets you up for a lot of disease, right? So that's another one. Eliminate fluoride. Now, let's talk about this fluoride because it's a huge problem. In the US, fluoride is added to water, something that is not done in other Western countries. In Europe, fluoride was banned a long time ago. People are using fluoride-free toothpaste because we were fed a lie, and the lie was we needed fluoride in order to strengthen the enamel of our teeth. So, gosh, you know, when you think about the things that have been done to us, sometimes I feel like I could weep. So from the time you are a small child, if you're here in the US, when you go to the dentist, you're made to take a fluoride rinse. You are made, they put fluoride over your teeth. You sit with it. You don't need to spit out. You can swallow. Fluoride is toxic and damages or calcifies the pineal gland. So you have to understand that the mission to keep you spiritually blind started from when you were very little. Fluoride-free toothpaste is the way to go. Fluoride-free toothpaste. Added to toothpaste is the fact that they are adding fluoride to water. That is why a lot of people no longer drink tap water. In some places here in the US, the tap water is actually quite clean, save from the fact that they are adding fluoride to it. Remember, we cook with this water, we wash with this water, we drink this water, we make ice cubes from this water. Like, they are putting fluoride in the water. Now, I don't know if anyone has a system or has heard of a system where you can defluoridate your water, meaning you can remove the fluoride from your water, either through a filtration system, maybe filters that you can put on your tap. I don't know. If anyone has heard of it, I would love to know more about it. But for the most part, we are drinking fluoridated water. We are using fluoridated water in our homes. So it becomes very important for you to watch certain things. Now, I want to talk about calcium itself. Fluoride is what causes calcium buildup. So the fluoride itself is not calcifying your pineal gland. It causes the buildup of calcium around your pineal gland. Why? Because it interferes with vitamin D uptake. So we know that in order for calcium to go to the right places, which is not on your pineal gland, which is not in your arteries where it can harden them, we know that vitamin D is required for calcium to be absorbed into your bones, into your teeth. This is where it is needed. It is also, vitamin D assists the absorption of calcium into cells that require a calcium ion chain, like the heart, in order to be pumping naturally. In the absence of vitamin D, there is a buildup of calcium within your bloodstream. And this buildup of calcium within your bloodstream causes calcification of certain organs, one of the major ones, and where it's most harmful, being the pineal gland. Very important to understand that. The pineal gland is important, like I said, because once it's calcified, that's your first eye. That's your gateway to the cosmos closed. That's your gateway to the divine closed. That is the gateway to your higher self closed. Now, we already know from teachings I've done why this was intentionally done. Remember, in order to control a population, you have to make them closed. You have to hide certain things from them. Many people's first eye is now opening. The pineal gland is now very active, which is why we're suddenly seeing things that were in plain sight before, but suddenly we know their meanings. You know that saying, hidden in plain sight? A lot of what we're discovering was never really hidden. It's always been there. We just didn't see it because your first eye was closed, and therefore your ability to not just see with this physical eye, but to be able to see and with your first eye and understand, in the grand scheme of things, what was happening to us. Many of us had no clue. So very important to understand. You can use certain essential oils, right? Consuming of essential oils to clear your pineal gland as well. You can improve your diet by making sure that you eat chlorophyll-rich foods. We talked about chlorophyll before. Remember, we talked about chlorophyll having a similar structure to melanin when we did the melanin series. So it becomes very important. What are chlorophyll-rich foods? We're talking about your kale. We're talking about collard greens. We're talking about your turnip greens. We're talking about things like spirulina. We're talking about whole food supplements like moringa. We're talking about leafy greens, anything that is green, like binge on that stuff, particularly during your fast, because it'll also supply you with important vitamins when we are on this fast. That'll keep your energy up, right? Raw apple cider vinegar. Raw apple cider vinegar is very important for decalcifying the pineal gland, because just like, if you take something that has calcium scale on it, for example, your kettle, right? When you boil your kettle and you see that lime scale on it, that white stuff, that lime scale stuff is nothing but calcium. In order to clean that off, you put a cup of vinegar in there, and then you put a cup of water and you boil it, and that stuff comes off. So the same mechanism works in the pineal gland. Now, there are many reasons why people are taking apple cider vinegar, one of which is also pH balance in the body. So you can kill two birds with one stone by taking your 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in 8 ounces of water, warm water, cold water if you like, and you chug that down. If you can during this fast, because I really want you to feel and experience the difference, if you can avoid tap water during this 20-day period, I would advise that you do, because I want you to note how you're feeling now. I want you to note how your dreamscape is now. And then 2 weeks into the fast, I want to know if you guys start seeing a difference in terms of what's happening in the dreamscape, in terms of your, what I call your spiritual vision, as opposed to your physical vision, and also how you feel overall in your body, right? So let's try that little experiment, because I always feel like proof is in the pudding. For those who are going to be on this journey with me, let's do this experiment. Try to avoid drinking tap water during this period, right? And make sure that if you can, you're drinking coconut water, or like I do, I pour my water into this because copper is necessary for us, right? It's a good conductor of electricity. And since most of our body runs on these electric circuits, including your chakras, which are really energy centers. And what is energy? Energy is really electricity. It optimizes how your sort of electric system, your nervous system, which is an electric system in your body, your heart, which really pumps on electricity as well. The whole mechanism that keeps you functional has at its base electricity. So you want to either drink coconut water because it has all the electrolytes that are necessary to keep you functioning, or you drink copper water. The other reason you want to do coconut water is because most people drink regular water and they're not really hydrated at the cellular level. They drink and drink and drink a whole bunch of water throughout the day, but this water is not efficiently absorbed into the cells where it is required for cellular function. And as we do the fast, more importantly, where it is required for the processes of detoxification. When you are detoxing your body, the detox happens at that cellular level. This is where all the toxins get pulled out of the cells into your bloodstream, and then they are excreted out either in your feces, in your urine, in sweat, etc., etc., right? Now, what else can you take? Herbs and spices. I'll give you one particular herb or spice, call it a spice if you like. Turmeric. Turmeric is excellent for decalcifying the pineal gland. Hell, I add turmeric to my smoothies. Like my smoothies, I don't think any regular person can drink my smoothies. My smoothies will have ginger, will have cinnamon, will have moringa, will have cloves, will have turmeric. Turmeric, in order to optimize the uptake of turmeric from the bloodstream or from the gut into your cells, you need to add black pepper. So black pepper in there, I put cayenne pepper for the inflammation. Listen, my smoothies, when I make my smoothies, it's a health bomb. That's what it is. So I encourage you. I mean, it sounds like, ooh, Coco, how are you mixing all these things? I mix them fine and they taste just fine. Trust me, as long as it's sweet. And I put dates to sweeten, and I use pineapple and all the sweet fruits. As long as it's sweet, it's drinkable. And I don't sit there to drink it to go, oh my gosh, this is delicious. I put a straw in there and I go, swallow. and I get the things into the body that need to be gotten into the body by any means necessary. So use your herbs, use your spices. You know, I could sit here and talk about spices and herbs like for 3 hours, because there are just that many out there. And so you need to do your research. I've just given you guys a few. Another thing you can do is iron and iodine are very important. Use iodized salt if you can. Right? Iodized sea salt, if you can. Mind you, sea salt by itself is actually very well mineralized. But if you're going to use ordinary table salt, make it iodized, because that also assists with the cleansing of the pineal gland. Here's another one that is really important. And I use to salad, I actually, I take it a lot. It's blue lotus tea. Get yourself some blue lotus tea. The ancients, our ancient ancestors, made blue lotus tea a staple in their ceremonies. Even like we have the blue lotus ceremony in December, where lotus tea was drunk. And lotus tea is beautiful because it'll give you some vivid dreams. So number one, it's a dream opener. And I have a feeling the dream opening of the lotus tea has a lot to do with the cleansing of the pineal gland. You see how it all works together? So you buy this thing saying, okay, it's a dream tea, and you don't know scientifically how it works. Well, we just find out right now that, guess what? It cleanses and decalcifies your pineal gland. So if you can get yourself some blue lotus tea, for those in South Africa, I am going to bring some. I did 1 year bring some blue lotus tea, and it just went. And I will bring some blue lotus tea for you guys to try. I looked in South Africa if there was anyone supplying it. I didn't see. So who knows? That might be the way Spirit wants, is that I start supplying blue lotus tea. It's an amazing, it's just amazing. It has so many properties. So go ahead and get you that. What else could you do? I'm trying to think. I think I've given you guys enough. In terms of mushrooms, the chaga mushroom is very good for cleansing the pineal gland, for detoxing the pineal gland. It's called chaga, CHAGA mushroom. And there's the other one, the reishi mushroom. You can get these in powder form. You might want to look on Kanyezi Healing if you want to look at some of these supplements, because they are there. For those of you who want, I've also got the greens for smoothies. So it's got everything you need. It's green. So we talked about chlorophyll. There we go. All you really need to add to it, I add only, I told you guys, I use coconut water. I don't like the milks very much when I'm going through my this particular fast. So I tend to make my smoothie. It's fruit, it's coconut water, and then it's like a scoop full of that green smoothie powder. You can go on Kanyezi Healing. You will find everything there. What else? Speaking of brain health, one of the things that you can do for yourself is grate some coconut into your smoothies if you can. If you can buy coconut that's already shelled, because it's so hard to work with. But why I say coconut, or even use coconut milk, is if you cannot get MCT oil. What is MCT oil? That is medium chain triglycerides. There are certain type of fat that are found in coconut, and they have been known to work wonders for brain health. So, for example, if you're someone who suffers from memory lapse, foggy brain, this is very good. Experiments have shown that MCT oil actually can stop the process of Alzheimer's in a lot of patients. The experiments were done to show that that it can stop the progression of Alzheimer's in these people. And so I always advise people who are in their 20s and 30s to start taking MCT oil as a supplement daily, because by the time you're seeing the symptoms of Alzheimer's, like the dementia and so on, by that time, this thing started in your 20s. So brain health is very important. And I just love how nature took care of us. For example, those of us from the continent, or those of us on the islands in the tropics, coconut is there. papaya is there for, like, everything that we ever needed to be healthy is there. Yes, Nancy Gray says MCT oil. Yes, you can use MCT oil. You can buy it in bottles. It tends to be pricey but get a good quality one. Get a good quality. I wish I could recommend, but I'm not. I know that Whole Foods, I don't know where you are, Nancy. I know that Whole Foods does different brands of MCT oil. I know that if you go online on Amazon, you'll see bottled. Always make sure that the bottle is a dark bottle, because that way the medium chain triglycerides aren't broken down by the sun. And you can do it whatever works for you. You can take 2 tablespoons, throw it in your smoothie. Then it'll have a nice coconutty taste. Or like I say, you can use whole coconut. Put that in your smoothie. It'll get ground up and blended, and it's all good, right? The other way that I take MCT oil is, especially in the winter when I'm not doing smoothies. I'm going to start doing smoothies now because of the fast. I literally will take a tablespoon. I will pour it on the tablespoon. I'll go, done. I've become very mechanical about how I take my supplements. I don't overthink them. I don't overthink the funny taste. I don't overthink the bitter, because some of my supplements are bitter herbs from the continent. That some people don't think about it. Think about your body. Your body will thank you. So I don't put it in here. I don't go, oh my God. Done for the day. Right? And then I move on with life. That's the way to do these things. And when you make it a habit, I always say, put your supplements in one place so that when you wake up, you know that, okay, you know what? It's go time. If you're making your smoothie, you make sure you're putting all that stuff in there. Blend, you're done. Or if you do like me sometimes, where you're taking them as they are, put them all in one space. And you wake up and you are trying to make coffee, but there's a tray over there sitting with supplements. Then get into those supplements quickly while your kettle is boiling for your coffee, and then pour your coffee and be on your way. And if it's bitter, good, because then your coffee will be nice and sweet and creamy. You drink that and it's gone. You've forgotten about it. We have to get intentional about our health, family, for the simple reason that they're out to poison us, and they've been poisoning us. So we have a lot of detox work to do. We are literally having to work to detox in a way that if we lived close to nature could take care of it by itself just through the foods we eat. As it is, most of the things we eat, we don't even know whether it's of any benefit. So the supplementation becomes very important. Right? Especially now, because we now know a lot about herbs. We now know, and when I say now, I talk about in this part of the world. There was a time everybody poo-pooed holistic medicine and so on and so forth. But now it's become a big thing because everybody realizes that big pharma is a scam. And that is actually what is making us sick. Right? And all these processed foods and things were created intentionally to make us sick, because then our sicknesses would feed billions into the pharmaceutical industry, where they give you medicines that just creates side effects so that you go for another medicine, and then you get stuck in that rut if you can find a way to get yourself out of it. And there are so many ways, guys. There are so many treatments. Soursop tea, for example, will cure the big C. And I always say, why are you going to wait until you get that diagnosis too? Because once they diagnose you with that, it means it's far gone. Drink it as a supplement. Because the beauty of a lot of these supplements is if the body doesn't use them, the body will excrete them. No crazy side effects. Unless for example, apricot seeds. Very, very strong anti-carcinogens. They will knock the big C out. And they're bitter. You're only supposed to chew 3 a day. Apricot seeds. Start taking them. You don't have to wait till somebody diagnoses you. This is nature's way of healing you. Why are you going to wait? Because most of the time you don't know what's going on where. So I always say prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Keep yourself out of the hospital. Keep yourself away from big pharma by just including supplements. Food is medicine, guys. Everything I've described to you here are things that you eat. They are edible, right? So do that for yourself, and let's see how this fast goes. But I hope that this has helped you in terms of your pineal gland health and actually understanding why it is so important that you detox the pineal gland. And I'm looking forward to starting with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do my grocery haul in the morning. I was supposed to do it today, but today it just didn't happen. But tomorrow I'm doing my grocery haul of all the things that I'm going to need for a week, because I know myself. If I don't have things on hand, then yeah, that's setting myself up for failure. And none of us can afford that right now. This fast is very much needed from a spiritual perspective as well. We know what it is we are intentioning for. So it's a way of making sure that we get and remain highly connected to the cosmos, because we will be getting a lot of messages. And here's something I also wanted to say. There are a lot of people who are getting messages. You're not getting these messages for yourself, family. You're getting these messages to be shared. One of the things you're going to have to develop is to develop courage to speak out. Open that throat chakra. Let Jehuti speak. This is the time to speak out. We are in a critical phase. If you get a message, don't stress yourself about what people will say, because right now the ship is sinking, and who cares what people say at this point? If there's a message we all need to hear as a collective, let it out. Bring it out. Once you're done with your message, your job is done. Don't worry about who receives it or how it's received. That's none of your business. As a messenger, you will have done your part. Nah? So I hope that this has, somebody said, I get so shy. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. The reason you get shy is you get in your head and you forget that this message is not for you. That's why spirituality is about death of ego. Many of us come out here and make total fools of ourselves, saying things that sound totally outlandish. We put ourselves out there to get insulted by all sorts of people. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the message has to go out, and who will hear the message will hear it. You cannot muzzle spirit because you are terrified of what people are going to say. This is not the age to be living with bazotina bantu. What will people say? That's not going to serve the collective. And it doesn't matter even if it sounds outlandish to you. It wasn't your message. You were told to deliver it. So what do? Go ahead and deliver that message. And you'll find that you feel so much better after you've done it. You know, you deliver the message and you walk away, and it will find who it is supposed to find. Yeah? So I just wanted to encourage all the seers, all the chosen ones, all the star seeds out there, all the indigo kids. It's time. It's all hands on deck now. So don't muzzle spirit. Don't suppress spirit, because a lot of you will get sick if you try to do that. I know from experience. That's when I get those crazy headaches, or I get immobilized. I can't do anything else until I've delivered whatever message I'm supposed to deliver. And initially it was hard, because I was like, man, like I just want to come on social media and see people dancing on the tickety talk and listen, watch all the dance challenges, until I was told that's not why we brought you here. Get to work. So, and then after that, to be honest, I've actually never been a person who cares what people say. But I have to admit that sometimes people will come at you with comments that are hurtful. But you learn that it's not about you. You depersonalize it. You're just a messenger, and that's all you are. So you get out of your ego and your feelings, you deliver the message, and you keep it moving, right? So I hope this has encouraged you guys. And see you next time. Asithokozeni. Happy fasting as we start tomorrow. Ne? I'm with you. We are all in this together. Ebo? Yes. Can I get a yes? Can I see some hearts? Yes. We're in this together. We're going to see it through the end. By 2 weeks into the fast, you're going to feel brand new. And I know that there's going to be a lot of new insights. There's going to be a lot of creativity coming out of this. Ne? So masithokozeni. Have yourselves a good night. And good morning, South Africa. Good morning, Africa. Bye.